possible. But if you don't get the information, I can't answer every question. And a lot of questions require a lot of prerequisite knowledge for you to even understand. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just take the chance and just trust me on this one, and it's worth the time to get the videos and watch it and understand what's being said and what's been put out there. And as I said before, we understand, and we always talk about it, there is this whole white supremacy, this whole white privilege, white supremacy, white economic structure that want to basically dominate the black economic structure and everything like that. We understand this. We all understand what's happening behind the scenes. So if you get that and you know that there is oppression, then you have to understand that, of course, the number one thing they're going to do is try to destroy our unity, especially economically. So of course they're going to put out there everything that people feel in regards to supporting black people. And that's already out there. We don't support each other. It's something we all know. And of course they're going to make that possible. And we're going to have, quotes and slogans that I don't support black business and this and that. It's going to exist because that's what they want. They want that to exist. And you got to understand they made sure that, we were put in a situation to where we can't do business like them. I mean, if we could do that, then we'd be on top right now because everybody is following us. So, that, as I said before, that emotion, the feeling you have, and it's not really hating, but it is, but it's still something they created within us to not want to support. And a lot of people do this unconsciously. And it's a mindset. It's something that I understand personally, so I don't really flip out about it. It's just like I know. When people say, black woman, and this is somebody said this, a lot of people said this, the black woman is trying to be economically against the black man, and the black woman is trying to basically usurp the black man, and all this stuff like that. I look at shit in contrast to, the system, and understanding that dude is a drug dealer because of this system, because of the shit we've been put in. This person is shaking her ass because of the system got her. It's in her brain. It's in his brain. It's survival. People doing what they got to do. These people act fake and try to be a part of this culture, try to do all this shit they see on TV is because the system. And we got to understand, when you see a homeless person, when I see a homeless black person, I understand, damn, he fell. And of course, a lot of this is fault, due to ourselves, but we can't ignore a system that had billions of dollars put into it, the smartest minds involved in it, to destroy us. We can't ignore that. And we can't just say, oh, well, he just fucked up, or he out there messing up, or she out there messing up. We got to understand it's a powerful system that we all talk about. We all talk about oppression and white supremacy and everything. But when it comes to a person and their fall and their faults, we don't want to freaking point to the system and say, well, it's because of the system. We want to just look at them and say, well, they're just completely wrong. And that's something I don't do. This video is about mindset, understanding your mindset and where you at. So I wanted to make this to get people to start. Just think about the way you think sometimes. And that's the toughest thing to do because it's you. Anything you're doing that's pro you, you're going to be with 100%. This is why a lot of people stuck in religion, because it's what they feel they want to do. Anything that's pro you, that you feel is you, you're going to go for self first. But you got to understand the stuff that's been put in you emotionally to deceive you and have you following something wholeheartedly, and people get emotional and they cry about their Jesus, not knowing that it's bullshit, not knowing the truth about it. And those emotions and that feeling they get to make a person want to scream and cry, you're not going to talk nobody out that shit. It's not going to happen. You got to really sit down with a person and really have the knowledge and the skills to talk them out of their heart. It's not easy to do, and it's one of the points I make about having the knowledge to do so and having the information, at the ready to answer these questions that people are going to have for you, or else you're not ever going to, be able to communicate with them and get them out of, the religious mindset and the secondary mindset that they have. And it's not your own mindset, shit that's been put in you to have you doing and acting some type of way. Plain and simple. Now, I talked about this before as well about, people got their own idea, own consciousness, and, it's the same shit with the Christians. They'll point to you and say, oh, that's not Christian. And they doing, worse shit. It's the same thing now with consciousness. People will point to you and say, well, that's not conscious. But really it's about balance, you know? Yin and yang, you're understanding material and energy, you understand that you gotta balance both. You can't just say I'm spiritual only, because you're not. You're still a physical being, so you have to balance the physical as well. There's a balance. That's what life is about. It's about balance. The Bible is balance. Plain and simple. Religion is balance when you really get into it. Everything is the balance. And understand there's always going to be an opposite. Plain and simple. So if the ultimate, and this is tough to say, but it's the truth. You got to realize it. If the ultimate goal you have or thought you have is that, you know, which is going to rule and everything is going to be kumbaya, it's not going to happen with this generation of people, with us, because the mindset is done. Until the mindset get back to balance, till we get balanced in the minds of anybody that's going to be in any kind of power, that's not going to happen. Because there needs to be a balance, and everything is so unbalanced. Everything is thrown out of whack, and you got to get your mindset out of, you know, everything just going to be right and peaceful, and get it into understanding that you got to balance yourself and focus on yourself first while you worry about somebody else. Focus on yourself, get yourself balanced, get yourself right, and get that knowledge so then you can help other people, you know, later on. But it's a balance that must be had for shit to start working out. And we just so imbalanced because, like I just explained, you got conscious and religious. That shit just don't go together. You got people walking around wearing ankhs and crosses, and that shit just don't go together. And people just jumping into consciousness to be down, to just fit in with something that seems to be the new trend, and it's not. You're going to start to see it, and you've probably seen it already. You're going to start putting out a lot of conscious information that you're going to be like, well, damn, they telling the truth. And I basically kind of gave you that with the video I put on Instagram with Jane Elliott talking with Jada Pinkett and all them, and then basically coming out and saying, you know, the black woman was here first, and everything like that. I mean, why would they? I mean, that's mainstream right there. That you had a white woman saying mainstream with black women celebrities that the black woman was first, and you know, think about that. And you got to understand how these people think and how they move. You know, when they can't beat something, they got to get with it and get ahead of it. Plain and simple. And this is the name of the game. And they've been doing it for a long time. And as I said before, the information has been out there. But since they put out years and years of disinformation and lied about so much shit, and now that you have another faction of people, namely the Chinese, coming out basically saying, well, Africans was here first. Africans are the creators of all, we the originators or what have you. Now that you have these people coming out saying that, then they have to get ahead of it and try to make it like they never made these lies and call it something else. They want to now call themselves the evolution of man, that they evolved, you know, out of the African to something better. And this is the narrative they want to create to make it like their evolution is something better and we're just primitive. You know, just like how they try to tell us that, you know, we were primitive in Africa and they came and saved us from that life. So you got to understand the thinking and the mindset, and just because it's on TV and people talking about it and it seems popular, you got to think against it. And I don't go with what's said, you know, mainstream and even what's in books, you know, until I do the research and say, okay, yeah, this is right, because it'll fit. And I talk about that all the time. It will fit with everything. It will make sense. And, you know, the thing, as I said with Dr. King, it don't make sense for, you know, all these amazing black people that did great things for black people. There's no statue. There's no holiday. You know, there's not really a mention. I didn't learn about Garvey in school. I didn't learn about him. I didn't know who he was till I was a grown man. You know, I didn't learn about a lot of leaders. I never heard of Dr. Khalid Muhammad. You know, even though he was all on mainstream, Phil Donahue or what have you, TV shows and everything like that, I didn't know about him. I didn't know about a lot of people. I didn't know about the accomplishments of African people in Africa years before a European monarchy. So I would rather talk about these kingdoms and these kings and who these people were, and you're not going to see it nowhere. You're not going to see it unless you go and dig. And that's what it's about, digging and getting information and really learning, you know, what's been put out there and what the truth really is. So I basically, started, putting our information really on Black economics and just personal economics, because that's really what we need to really get into. And this is one of those things where, like I say with the Moors, we can learn all this information about the law and everything like that and start putting this stuff, into motion, but it's still in a system that they control. Plain and simple. They control the system. So you can step in court and know all this legal stuff they want. This is a system that they created that they can just be like, so what? And all this legal stuff is not going to guarantee that they just going to let you move through with the law, especially if it's going to benefit Black people. The number one thing that's universal is business. Economics is universal. You can't stop thousands of people from buying somebody's shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You just can't do it if they want it. Now, they're doing it, don't get me wrong, with far as censorship and everything like that. But if you have it in the minds of people, in the minds, I'm not talking about, TV, internet, advertising, what have you, but in the minds of people to do this and get that and get with this and buy. You can't stop that. Can't stop that. Plain and simple. And that's what advertising really is basically geared towards. But word of mouth, we've been doing that before television. Word of mouth is the best advertisement. So they can't stop that. So business is universal. It's the way that we are going to grow economically and have our own. And, me being out in so many different places, the past few days, and meeting so many Black entrepreneurs, most Black entrepreneurs I've met in a long time in one area. And that's just talking about business. That was a powerful thing that I was doing at the Lakers game, talking to people who had real economic mindsets and understood what to do and things to do. And I'm getting with a lot of people to really help make this a big thing. And everybody who I talk to, if I told you that I'm definitely going to feature you on the site, and it's a lot of good businesses that's growing up. And us having a hub where Black entrepreneurs can come and advertise without having to go through all this shit with Facebook and all this bullshit and have our advertising censored and everything like that, that's powerful. That's a big thing. And it's not, to my knowledge, anybody who's trying to do this or who has done this, but I'm going to be the one to do it. And it's going to be huge. But really it's going to help grow the site and really separate the people that's serious about personal economics and the people that's really serious about the growth and the progression of Black economics and Black people, to really get those serious people in one place. Because, everybody want to keep talking about this Black unity and everything like that, but they don't show no support. It's just crazy. When people want to like something that's more material over something that's going to benefit them, that tells you the mindset is different. It's your mindset has to change. You got to really work on you. And some people are conscious enough to know that their mindset is not right, that some of the shit they say and do is just not right. They got to change that. I was already there before. I really understood that, damn, the way I'm thinking is not correct. And it's affecting my actions. So I need to really focus and work on the way I'm thinking and how I'm thinking, and be conscious when I have these thoughts. And, people say you need a therapist and stuff like that. No, you just need to meditate and focus and really program yourself to do exactly what you want. And I'm talking to you from experience. For me to go from where I come from to where I'm at with, I ain't signed no contract with no entertainment label, or have to do none of the bullshit that people doing to be where I'm at. Knowledge. It's just that simple. Economics, and understanding economics, and that these people are not going to give us anything. If Trump really do shut down the government and it affects food stamps, a lot of people are going to be affected. Not just Black, white, a lot of folks. A lot of people are going to be in trouble. And it's going to be trouble for the economy. It's going to be trouble for shit for everybody. Because you don't know what a person is willing to do to feed their family, And my personal, thoughts on that is nobody should be on welfare for more than 2 years. It just shouldn't happen. You got to figure a way out, 3 years max. Just shouldn't happen. If you really wanted to grow economically and grow and be successful, one of the first things you got to do is try to get yourself out of that, and get yourself from under their control. As I said, if you give the government the power to feed your family, you give them the power to starve your family. Plain and simple. You give them power over you, and now they're controlling you, and now you got to go here and do this and that because they feeding you. Why you want to, don't put yourself in that type of position to give these people that kind of control over you, because you don't understand what they're doing is they are controlling your economics. They're giving you that crutch to lean on, and they're saying, okay, we don't want you to be successful and grow economically as a black person, so we're going to basically feed you and keep you in poverty and keep you in this black community so you don't use that brain you have and use that intelligence and everything you have, those talents, to grow up and be a rich person, to be in opposition to them. So we got to understand why a lot of stuff is being put out there and why a lot of stuff is where it is. It's a lot we need to do to basically bridge that gap, that we are stuck in, and that's us growing again economically. And that's my focus. That's one of the things I want to do, because the better, the more I can give you guys, the more information I can put out there to help people grow economically, the better we will be. That is the main thing. I can talk about ancient history and talk about religion, and people can have the knowledge to be able to point and say, I know more than you, and I know this, and you're wrong, and this and that, and debate, or what have you. But what is that really going to do for us as a whole? We're sitting around and it's all this mental masturbation and all this mental, stimulation that we're getting and everything, and having this knowledge. But what is it really doing for us? Economics is big. And as I said, they control this whole economic culture that we have, this whole structure. We got to start building a new one and start really growing economically and having our own shit and our own businesses. And that's what's really going to make a difference and make a change. Because when you can actually give people information that's going to put money in their pocket and help them feed their family and help them grow economically, that's power. That's real power. That's something I gave you. That's something that we giving each other that's really going to benefit us. Me telling you everything I'm telling you about Bible and history and everything like that, I can't just discount it as nothing. But you having that mindset and having that information and knowledge is going to help you want to grow more. As a black person, it's going to help you want to grow more economically, because you're going to know that you've been bullshitted and all this stuff that's been put out there has been to keep you in poverty and keep you stupid and away from all this information. When you start getting this information in, as I'm sure a lot of you have felt already, it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to be more successful. It makes you want to just quit your fucking job and just go try to do something. But that's not practical, and a lot of people just can't do that. A lot of people just can't be and go where they want to go because, they stuck. But if you allow yourself to not have that information and to feel stuck and not really get the knowledge that you need that's going to help propel you forward, that's where you're going to be. And, you can be emotional about your situation, or you can do something about your situation. And a lot of people are choosing to do something about it. And that's a big thing. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. It was, I had fun. It was a good break that I needed. It's a lot I'm trying to do and getting a lot of things together. There's a lot coming up for me. I always say that, but I didn't really go to a lot of places I wanted to go to because of risk. But yeah, this year I am. It's a lot of scheduled trips I have coming up, and it's another one of the reasons for the site. I want to get all this information out there. It's a lot of stuff I want to do, and I have a nice little team that I put together so far. We're going to be bringing a lot of stuff to this site, and it's going to be a lot that is going to really help people out and help people grow like day one. As I talked about with income tax, what I talked about in personal economics, that starts now. You can start the whole thing that I put out in personal economics now. If you get an income tax, or if you have that starting money now, you can start it now. And there was people who had to start money when I put the videos out that, damn near millionaires today, plain and simple. So, it's up to you guys. It's up to you to really take charge. And, if you keep doing the same shit over and over, you're going to get the same results. I mean, it's crazy to think you're going to get something different. You can't do the same thing over and over and over. You got to take that chance. You got to take that risk. You got to believe in somebody. You got to believe in something. And, make those moves. Change. Do something different. Do what you think you need to do to grow economically. Plain and simple, to grow as a person, to change your mindset, and to not be that person with that mindset. Because once you really realize the truth, you're gonna look back at all the shit that you said and did and be like, damn, what was I thinking? It's gonna be embarrassing. And you can save yourself a lot of embarrassment by really changing your mindset and understanding that your mindset is the reason why you're not where you want to be. I mean, what hasn't changed that you've done so far? You know what I'm saying? What didn't you change yet that has you where you always been? You didn't change your mindset. So now your mindset is programming you to run in the wrong direction, to do and say the wrong things, because you haven't programmed yourself to do what you want to do. And that's what I talked about in meditation part 2. Really program yourself. I get these questions all the time, but you know, the information is out there. You have to really, like, people think shit is a joke when we talk about meditation. You need to meditate. That is programming. The reason why you're going in the wrong direction because you are taking in their programming. The reason why you conscious 1 minute, but then you pump in a hip hop artist that's talking about killing your people is because you are not programming yourself to realize this shit. You know, you promote shit that's completely against us. You know, 1 minute you're this, and next minute you're that, because you ain't programming yourself. You know, you say you're conscious, but then you're letting in the programming from the TV and from the music, and it's driving your actions. Until you start meditating, programming yourself, and really focusing on, you know, really focus on where you want to be and what you want to do, is not going to happen for you because you can't see it happening for you. You didn't put in the work to see it happening for you. As I said before, you can't build a damn computer if you don't know how. You can't build a car if you don't know how. You can't build a computer, you can't build anything if you don't know how. There's information that's going to be needed for you to complete the job. So how do you think you're just going to be a millionaire and be this and be rich without the knowledge to do it, without the know-how, without programming yourself to do it? And people always say, well, shit just don't work out for me, or, you know, I have bad luck, or stuff don't go my way sometimes, because you haven't programmed yourself to do it. And understanding that programming is you connecting on a really, really high spiritual level with so many different things, you know, frequency and energy and everything like that, and you shaping your reality. And that's a fact. You know, when you put your mind to something and then you understand how to do it, it gets done. If you have the knowledge to build something, you got the knowledge. Just make it real simple for you. You got the knowledge to make a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You got that knowledge. It's just that simple. So you can go make one. If you didn't know how to make one, you couldn't make one. I don't know how to make this. So, okay, you can't make it. But you know how to make a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So you can just go do it. Apply that to anything. I got the knowledge to do this, to get this money, to be where I want to be at, to open this business. The knowledge is this. I'm just going to go do it. Stop thinking everything is so hard and difficult. It's not. It's about you having the knowledge, you seeking that knowledge and understanding how to do it. And then once you know how to do it, it's just going to get done because you know how to do it. And it's just as simple as that. I'm living proof of that. Again, thank you guys for taking the time to watch and purchase and support everybody who has become a member. You'll start to get more information on that soon. If you're waiting for flash drives, they're mailed out already, so you'll be getting information on that soon, or shoot me an email. So again, the membership is going to entail a lot, and if you be one of these first 700 people now, you won't have to pay the membership fee. You will also get all the videos for 2019, all the DVDs that's coming up. You will get every single one for 2019 for free, and stuff that's not going to be on YouTube because I can't put it on there. You know, new videos, and I have some people, as I said, I'm bringing to this site that you'll see stuff from them. I have a good friend of mine in real estate that people who, you know, my real estate people, been talking to you guys, but amazing creative ways that he's going to show you, you know, with real estate, real simple stuff that's going to help you out, inside stuff. Trust me, you're going to want this information. I got my man Haru, who's basically my nutrition guy. This dude got all the oils, he has soaps, he has everything, all that good stuff that you're going to need, and he has knowledge on it. He's one of those workout dudes. He's definitely going to come and help out with a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's going to be a lot. And again, I appreciate the people who have the faith in me and the belief in me to basically, support early rather than sit around and wait. And as I said, my information speaks for itself. If you watch the video, you see everything I've been putting out. You see where I'm at. You understand what I'm doing. And it's very few people that's talking about what I'm talking about and putting out what I'm putting out. So it speaks for itself. So a lot of new subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing and everything like that. And if you are having a problem with any links, because I supposedly fixed this, and definitely shoot me an email. Let me know because it's crazy. And I want to thank you guys again. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next video.